Nej. Right here, James. Right. If you want to come over this way, you can.
You're rolling now.
It's running now. Just moving about
There. Where's your thing? Where do you, is there a... No monitor, no. And here come the teams now before the county final. Fáiltearóvig cuithe canis in sir Donegal, ní déag ochtó sa trí. Idir Ardara ar an tíú seo, agus St.Eunans ar an tíú hall. The Letterkenny accordion band leading out the two teams. Ardara. Martin Sweeney, Patsy Harkin, Ted Breslin, Martin Gavigan, John Heron, Donny McCole, Paul Brennan, Anthony Harkin, Jared McNeilis, Patrick Gallagher, Kieran Keeney, John McGill, John Kennedy, Bobby Moore and Anthony Malloy, wearing the black armbands in memory of Phil McHugh, the former county player. Letterkenny on the far side, led by Anthony Gallagher. Noel McCole, Mickey Houston number 2, Paddy Tunney, Ewan McIntyre, Brendan Roach, Michael McGeehan, Damien Judge, Paul McGettigan, Porrick McDade, Charlie Mulgrew, Paul McGeehan, Eugene Sharkey, Jim McLaughlin and Jimmy Kennedy. Ardara in their traditional green jerseys with the golden hoop, Letterkenny in their new AIB rig, the traditional Letterkenny golden jerseys. Down here in front of us a man who should have been playing today but for an injury, Frank Judge, facing the camera there. Frank Rush, I said Frank Judge, Frank Rush of course, a member of the Donegal panel this year, and number 21 Mickey Mulhern, also on the Letterkenny panel most of the year. A glorious scene here in McCool Park on this September afternoon. The County Board extremely fortunate in getting a glorious day for this, for their late All-Ireland final, or the late county final. This game should have been played of course at the end of August, but with the county's good run it wasn't played then, and now it's turned out to be a very good wheel of fortune indeed for the County Board and for all GA enthusiasts in the county. Move to the far side now. St.Eunans are going for their 7th Donegal Senior Football Championship. Ardara are going for their 5th. St.Eunans have had a long wait for this one from 1972 when they won it last, winning it in that year when they beat Clonagale. Ardara of course won it 2 years ago here in McCool Park. The teams come across there, led by the Letterkenny accordion band. In the middle is Noel Kane from the Robert Emmets Club, refereeing his first county senior final, having done of course finals in other grades. Beautiful scene here, and trees along the banks of the River Finn in the background as backs go back to their positions. Ardara will be defending the goal beside the Finn in the first half. Therefore whatever slight wind there is will be in Letterkenny's favour. There isn't a strong wind, but there is, as you can see from the flag there, a certain breeze blowing there. Coming out there too is a groundsman, Joe Doherty, who has given years and years of service to McCool Park and to Donegal GAA. And once again today we see Sean McCool Park in perfect condition for this greatest occasion in the county's calendar. Before the match there will be 1 minute's silence in memory of Phil McHugh, the Ardara and Donegal player who died during the week. Is this the minute silence? A minute's silence is now being observed. St.Eunans V Ardara. Out in the middle of the field in front, Damien Judge, a doubtful starter up to half an hour before the game because of a flu. Beside him, behind him, Jim McLaughlin, young Jim, 18-year-old, playing in his biggest game so far. On the opposite side, Anthony Harkin in the front, talking now to Damien. Anthony, an experienced campaigner, having won an All-Ireland Club Championship medal with Thomond College. Behind him, Gerard McNeilis, a member of this year's Donegal Under-21 panel, and Ardara's main scorer in their campaign so far. The other backs and forwards shuffling about in their own position. Noel Kane waiting for the band to go. And it is really one of the most beautiful settings for a county final for a long time. With the sun shining down here, very little breeze, glorious conditions for this game, which should be a fine game between Ardara and St.Eunans. There is a minute's silence now being observed in memory of Phil McHugh, for whom also the Ardara team are wearing black armbands. Noel Kane throws it in and the game is on. Anthony Harkin, Jim McLaughlin, drawn on by Paul Brennan. Michael McGeehan, Michael being hassled there, getting it across to this side. Pádraig McDade, Tackled by Martin Gavigan. Still Porrick. Back to Ewan Mack. Ewan Mack fouled by John McGill. Free for Letterkenny, first minute. Paul McGettigan, number 9, but playing at corner forward to take this free. As you can see, it's 37, 38 yards out. Paul High going into the square. Up they go, and it's gone wide. Letterkenny's first attack gone wide. Martin Gavigan will take the kick out. Martin, a student in the NIHE in Limerick, one of the stars of the Ardara under-21 triumph this year, setting the ball there. Behind him in goals is Patsy Harkin. Martin's kick goes in high. Damien Judge going up, but very high goes Jared McNeilis. Jared moving it to Kieran Keeney. Keeney the long ball to Bobby Moore. Bobby breaks, gets it, blocks it down. The kick is taken there high by John McGill. Up they go. Noel McCole gets it out, and it's a 50. Grand bit of play there by Gerard McNeilis for Ardara, and Noel McCole dealing with it capably. The 50 being set there now by Frank Hoy. Francie, one of Donegal's top referees. It's going to be taken by Martin Sweeney, the Ardara team captain. Standing quite near him is Porrig McDade. Martin quite capable of pointing these. Movement on the Ardara forward line. Martin's kick has gone to the left and it's kept in play. No, it's gone wide. An effort there by John McGill to keep it in did not succeed. What's the video? Noel McCole. Long. Harkin blocking it down. Coming loose. The kick there by Ewan Mack. And it's going out on the far side, a line ball to Ardara. Donny McCole about to take this line ball. Blocked down there by Jimmy Kennedy. Kennedy hitting Paul McGeehan. Paul getting it down. Moving the ball inside fast there. And Patsy Harkin should have no bother with that. He lets it go. There. You can see Patsy Gilday in behind the goal, directing the Ardara defence there. Patsy, who played in goals in Ardara's last victory, being the mentor behind the goal. Martin Gavigan going back to take the kick out.
Oh, look where Paul on his leg by. Come on, Paul.
Gavigan's kick into the middle. Jimmy Kennedy going up with Donny McCole. Jimmy blocks it down. Out for it is Eugene Sharkey. The Ross's man now turns. Right-footed kick into the corner where Charlie Mulgrew and Paul Brennan are battling for it. Brennan wins the first battle between the two and gets it away well. Anthony Harkin, Damien Judge, Jared McNeilis. Blocked down again to Eugene Sharkey. Eugene has the ball, being well tackled there. He still gets the kick in, or out rather. And Ewan Mack going up there by John McGill. Coming down to Kieran Keeney. John Kennedy, Jared McNeilis, still Jared, finds it difficult to get the kick in, well blocked by Ewan Mack. Back to Jared again, he is John McGill. John's kick to Bobby Moore and Anthony Gallagher, blocked down there. Anthony coming out to Ewan Mack, well done. Ewan slips to Porrig McDade, well played. Down to Jim McLaughlin, well played by Jared McNeilis, fouled. Jared McNeilis certainly emerging as the most promising player in the first 5 or 6 minutes of this game. Martin Sweeney to take the kick. Going left there and John McGill and Ewan Mack. John McGill gets his hand to it, but Ewan comes out. Short again to Porrig McDade. Good intelligent defensive play there. Porrig long. to Paul McGettigan, going with John Hearn. Paul gets his hands to it. Charlie slips. Paul gets it inside. John Hearn picks it up. John gets it out, and it's a line ball. No, it's still in play. It's now a line ball for St. Eunans. Francie Hoy setting the ball now for Ewan McIntyre to take the free. Ewan hitting Paul McGeehan again. It's blocked down by Martin Gavigan. Comes to Paul. McGeehan. Back to McGettigan. Anthony Harkin hassles. Swings it across there. Patrick Gallagher going hard there. And Patrick doing well. And Patrick doing well back in defence there. And now getting the ball away. And it's Malloy. Malloy's first catch. And he sends it long upfield now. But coming across there is one defender. Anthony Gallagher takes it, and Anthony coming out with it. Anthony doing well and moving it to Ewan Mack. Ewan Mack moving beautifully to Kennedy. The tended pass doesn't go well. Donny McCole to Anthony Harkin. Anthony Harkin and Jim McLaughlin. Jim gets it. And Jim does well to Kennedy. Kennedy slowing it down. Kennedy still going. A long ball inside. Oh, beautiful ball. Finding Pádraig McDade. Pádraig taking the shot. Not good, not accurate. It's gone wide. Patsy Harkin placing the ball. And again, Martin Gavigan going back slowly to take the kick out. We have about 7 minutes of the game gone. There's no score as yet. And certainly no side asserting a superiority early on in the game. Letterkenny opening slightly the better than Ardara. Martin Gavigan taking the kick. Four men going for it there. It blocks down, comes down to Judge. Judge to McGettigan. Paul McGettigan still moving. Paul still moving. Takes a kick. This one looks better. No, it's just gone wide again. And so another wide by Letterkenny, by the St. Eunans team. Paul McGettigan that time from 40 yards out. Patsy Harkin gives to Martin Gavigan. Martin, whose brother Luke won an under-18 championship medal here last Sunday. What a contrast between now and then. Last Sunday it was pouring rain and there was wind. Today it's ideal conditions for a county final. Gavigan, bad kick. Coming there now to Paul McGettigan. Paul going inside, still going. He's tackled by John Hearn. John keeping at him. Paul takes the kick. Goes to Patsy Harkin. Patsy moving it there to Martin Sweeney. Martin Sweeney taking his time. Then the long ball. Up goes Keeney. Keeney blocks it down. Going to Kennedy. Kennedy on it. Still on it, Jimmy Kennedy. Jimmy short to Paul McGettigan. Paul McGettigan turns. He sends the ball away out there to Eugene Sharkey. Sharkey with a shot. Not yet, so to hand. Then with the shot. This one looks more accurate. And so it is. The lead for St. Eunans by Eugene Sharkey. And so 9 minutes of the game gone. Eugene Sharkey, a fine point from outfield. Eugene, the Ross's-born national teacher, who transferred to St. Eunans this year, opening the scoring with a fine point. Experienced player Eugene, of course, having played for Donegal in the 70s. This kick comes long and Kieran Keeney is going up there. Noel Kane spots a free, and it's a free for Ardara from 55 yards out. Ardara, of course, with Anthony Malloy suffering an injury in the Ulster Under-21 final and not really at himself since then. He has started today at corner forward, but we can anticipate that Anthony will be moving out into the middle of the field later on in the game. At the moment, Anthony Harkin and Jared McNeil is holding their own. The kick for Martin Sweeney. Blocked down. Comes again to Jared McNeil, but Michael McGeehan getting it out there, or was it Brendan Roach? It was Brendan Roach to Paul McGettigan. Paul McGettigan moving now, and it's still Paul McGettigan going, followed by Anthony Harkin. Paul still going. Paul takes a shot on the points. That was a good score by Paul McGettigan, who already has shown that he's going to be one of the big thorns in the Ardara defence, roving out to the 50 there and giving them a lot of bother. So we can anticipate a switch here in the Ardara defence. Paul McGettigan giving them a lot of bother. Gavigan's kick out. John McGill going up, but it comes down to Jim McLaughlin. Jim McLaughlin has it. He's fouled there by John Kennedy, and so it's a free kick. John Hearn gets this one. Blocked down by Paul McGettigan. John Hearn shoulders him off and it's gone wide. "12 minutes of the game gone. Martin Gavigan to take the kick out. Jimmy Kennedy going up there, takes it, blocks it down again. Patrick Gallagher fighting back for it there. It's gone and it's a line ball for St.Eunans. No, he seemed to indicate it was for St.Eunans, and he indicates again it's for St.Eunans, and it is a line ball for St.Eunans. Eugene Sharkey himself to take it. McGettigan again. This time takes a right-footed shot and it's just gone wide. Certainly Paul McGettigan, the domineering personality in that forward line so far. Martin Gavigan about to take the kick out. 2 points for St.Eunans, no score for Ardara. 13 minutes of the game gone. Martin Gavigan to take the kick out. Coming onto this side of the field, well taken there by Martin Sweeney. Martin Sweeney is fouled and it's a free for Ardara, which Martin himself will take. Good kick by Martin across to Kieran Keeney. Kieran and Roach going up. Comes down to Patrick Gallagher. Patrick Gallagher hitting it in low to Bobby Moore and hitting it back to Patrick. Patrick tackled by Anthony Gallagher. Patrick still has the ball. Blocked by Anthony Gallagher. Roach blocks it. Keeney coming in. Keeney tries to get out. And it's another St.Eunans defender there. Patrick Gallagher going with Michael McGeehan. Patrick gets the boot in there. Anthony Gallagher is coming out and he's fouled and it's a free kick for St.Eunans. Anthony not happy with that offence by Bobby Moore. Bobby apologising, and so everything's okay. Going across to take the kick is Michael Houston, coming into the game for the first time. Michael, Glenfinborn player, teacher in St.Eunans College. Hitting it into the centre. Anthony Harkin going up, but Judge blocks it down, but Harkin recovers and gets it. Harkin still has it, tries to get it to Paul Brennan. Paul going along there with Donny McCole. Donny takes it. Donny getting past his man. He's pulled down. Is he going to be booked? No, he's left alone. Jimmy Kennedy dragging Donny McCole to the ground there. Referee Noel Kane goes over, has a word with Jimmy. And so Donny McCole to take the free. It moves on Donny. He asks permission to replace it. Noel Kane says okay. Donny McCole's kick. Going up into the corner there, Anthony Harkin and Damien Judge. Damien gets the touch and so it's a line ball for Ardara, which Anthony was going to take quickly, then decides to leave. Gerard McNeilis is going to have a go at it instead. Gerard's kick is dropping into the parallelogram. Up the go, well taken there in defence by Roach. Roach moving the ball out there to Jimmy Kennedy, but Anthony Harkin intercepts. Anthony is fouled by Jimmy Kennedy. Notes as the referee, it was legitimate. Out comes Jim McLaughlin to Judge, and Judge again moving over on this side of the field. Paul Brennan in a chase for it there. Paul has time. Paul gets it, changes direction, still moving, gets the ball in there, and well tackled there by Paul McGettigan. And so it's a line ball for St. Eunans. Paddy Tunney, Paul Brennan and John Hearn both coming. John gets it. John takes his time, eventually gets it across, but not a good ball at all to Jim McLaughlin. Jim trying to get through. Jim still moving. He's tackled by Anthony Harkin. He gets it across there to Porrick McDade. Porrick doesn't make it. John McGill does. But tackled by Ewan Mack. John McGill again. Porrick getting a hard ball in there, and Dr. Jimmy McDade intercepting it involuntarily. Martin Sweeney to take the kick. A lot of tension in the game so far. Now Jimmy McDade is in the way again. Martin Sweeney takes it. Damien Judge going up, Jim McLaughlin going up. Judge breaks it down to Anthony Gallagher. Anthony Gallagher coming out, he still has it, giving it short to Ewan Mack. Ewan Mack showing and giving the ball long upfield to McGettigan. McGettigan and Hearn. McGettigan once again getting it there. Lovely ball to McDade. McDade moving into space. Well recovered there by Martin Sweeney, and Sweeney coming out with it. Good style by Martin there. And the long ball up to get Malloy, and Malloy gets it, and Malloy is held, and Malloy is fouled, and it's a free for Ardara, which Malloy himself was going to take. And there's a shiver going through the whole pitch every time Malloy touches the ball, and certainly his eventual coming out to midfield will probably have a bearing on the game. For the time being anyway, it's Jared McNeilis to take this on 58 yards out. Bobby Moore pulls Anthony Gallagher out of the edge of the square, but things have settled down again now as Jared takes the kick. Again dropping into the parallelogram, and Roach going high, not fielding it. Noel McCole does, and Noel McCole's kick is blocked down there by John McGill. Noel coming out on top of him, pushes him in the back, and a 14-yard free. Noel Kane spotting the free there, waits observantly, and Jared McNeilis having another chance now to get Ardara within a point of Letterkenny. Steals a yard or two there. Kick being covered by Jim McLaughlin, who is marking Jared McNeilis in this game. And so a chance now. The angle is quite acute, but quite pointable. And a point it is for Jared McNeilis and Ardara. "17 minutes of the game gone. St. Eunans 2 points, Ardara 1. Fine free kick there by Jared McNeilis. Middle of the field again. Sweeney going up, but it's knocked on there, and it's gone through to McDade. McDade moving in on the solo. There's a man loose in the middle. McDade takes a shot. It's a beauty. Great point. And so Martin Sweeney going for the kick out, not getting it clean, leaving McDade loose, and so Porrick went through to take a fine point. Porrick recently converted into a forward, first of all in Irvinstown in the under-21 final, and now with his club as well. The Letterkenny half-forward line of McDade, Mulgrew and Kennedy, of course, all stars of the St. Eunans College All-Ireland winning side. Up they go there at midfield, and it's a free for Ardara, and it's again 55 yards out, but they're not pointing these today. They're dropping into the parallelogram. Jared McNeilis having another go now. Fine sporting game so far, of course. And so Jared McNeilis is about to take this one. Going out to the right. Up they go. Anthony Harkin goes up. Anthony Harkin comes down, but no, he comes down, but the ball is out by Judge. Judge to McLaughlin. McLaughlin wearing 14, but started at midfield to Mulgrew. Mulgrew, toe to hand once. Looking around, still going. Paul Brennan comes in. Does he come in a bit late? The referee lets it go anyway, and the ball is going to go wide. Three points to 1. We're nearly 20 minutes into the game. Martin Sweeney requiring attention there. Some sort of knock to the face. Niall McCole coming in with the Ardara bag. Charlie Mooney running out now. Somebody else running in now. Charlie Keeney. Martin didn't seem to be in the thick of it there at all, but he must have received an injury in some kind of a way. Water being taken there by Ted Breslin. And so players generally availing of the opportunity. Joe Kelly out there with a bottle for Porting McDade, and sportingly gives it to Paul Brennan as well. Game being played in a very good spirit so far. Patsy Harkin to take the kick out for Ardara from that wide ball. Out she comes to the 50, Paul Brennan and Charlie Mulgrew. Paul doing well to get it. Paul does as usual, and he's jersey pulled there by Charlie Mulgrew. Free kick for Ardara. Noel Kane reminding Charlie, you can't pull jerseys. Charlie knows, but Martin Sweeney to take the kick. In she goes between Anthony Harkin and Damien Judge, and Judge does well, and Judge is playing well. Getting it back there to Mickey Houston. Mickey Houston, the left-footed clearance, going away out there now in a battle between Sharkey and Ted Breslin. Sharkey staying behind will win it down to Paul McGeehan. Paul moving about, the ball to Porting McDade. Porrick in a bit of space. Martin Sweeney paying the attention. The early ball to Sharkey. Sharkey taking the shot, but again it's on his right foot, which isn't his strongest foot. And it comes out there with Paul Brennan and Jared McNeilis coming in now to John McGill. Paul Brennan eventually ends up with it, sending it low to Bugsy to John Kennedy. John Kennedy being hassled by Paddy Tunney, now by Ewan Mack. 2 men, free kick. Jared McNeilis to take it. Jared doing a lot of free kicking today. Again we notice the black band on the Ardara jerseys. In she goes, and Ewan Mack will be going high for this one, and he takes it, drops it, and then it's taken up there by John McGill. John miskicks and Noel McCole getting it out to Jimmy Kennedy. Letterkenny playing well out of defence most of the time, trying to find men. Kennedy's ball hitting Charlie Mulgrew and Brennan. Mulgrew gets it on to McGeehan. McGeehan with McDade coming. Good ball inside to Paul McGettigan. Definite goal chance. McGettigan takes a shot. Great save over the bar. 50. Great football. Fabulous save by Patsy Harkin as Paul McGettigan bursts through. Strong and true there. And the first fisted ball throwing Ardara into a bit of confusion there. Paul McGettigan is taking the free despite the instructions of Father McGeehan. And he silences Pother with the free, so all's well that ends well. And Paul McGettigan pointing that 50 to leave it 4 points to 1. 24 minutes gone. A fine free kick there or 50 by Paul McGettigan. Having made the 50 himself with that burst through the middle, the shot well saved. Paul now playing well in that forward line, exuding with confidence, and so deciding that he could point that, and so he does. Martin Gavigan's kick out is coming into the middle of the field. It doesn't go that far this time. Martin Sweeney, Porting McDade. Martin playing well, getting the ball up forward to Anthony Harkin. Anthony first timing it inside to the corner there where Kieran Keeney and Brendan Roach. Kieran is fouled. No, the referee says play on. Roach is fouled then, and he says play on anyway. Here we go again, and out comes Jim McLaughlin with the ball, and Jim McLaughlin hits the ball out this side to Paul McGettigan. Paul McGettigan with Ewan Mack moving inside him, gives it quickly and nicely to Ewan Mack. Paul's moving inside again. Ewan decides to vary it into Sharkey. Sharkey trying to cut inside Ted. Ted holding on to him well, and it's a wide ball. And the Letterkenny forward line moving very sweetly, very sharply, and certainly looking more dangerous than their Ardara counterparts so far. Sharkey roaming across there from the left wing to get the ball. Well hassled by Ted Breslin, which gives a kick out, which Ted is going to take this time. Martin Gavigan's last few being a bit short. Ted one's coming out to the 50 as well, and Pádraig McDade blocks it down to Charlie Mulgrew. Charlie being tackled by Martin Sweeney. He's going through the tackles. He's a man inside. He's a chance. And oh, it hits the post. And it's gone wide. And another good goal chance for Letterkenny. And all of us had memories of the Ulster Championship first round game against Armagh when Charlie did exactly the same thing but sunk it into the net that time. This time he didn't succeed. And Ardara now can thank their lucky stars that they're still only a goal down. It's 4-1. Two very clear goal chances there. This kick out is a better one coming into the halfway line, an excellent one, but again it's Letterkenny. Michael McGeehan. Michael still has it. Anthony Harkin paying attention. Michael putting it inside, and again it's Paul McGeehan. Paul McGeehan and Gavigan. Paul moving inside. Gavigan standing in his way. Gets it out to McGettigan on his favoured left. He doesn't take it yet. He's still moving. He turns. He's toe to hand again, and a beautiful shot, and it's a point. So 4 minutes left in the first half, and Paul McGettigan striking once again there to get his own third point to leave it 5-1. And as the game progresses, there is no doubt that St.Eunans are asserting their superiority and look to be the better team. But so did Ballyshannon in the last round of this tournament. Martin Gavigan's kick out. Martin gets it very long again. Malloy is going for this one, and Malloy takes it out of the air, and Malloy is going through. Lovely ball to Keeney. Keeney and Roach. Roach round Keeney, and this time he gets the free, and it's a free in. And again the coming out of Malloy makes one wonder, as if Malloy was in this game, how much different things would be if Malloy was in it at midfield. As it is with his injury, he can only come out occasionally. Grand fielding, ball through to Keeney. Jared McNeil is having a definite chance now to reduce it to a goal. Noel McCall on the line. Pádraig McDade. The long. McGettigan going up behind Harn. The referee says there's a push. Unhappiness at that decision by some St.Eunans people. The referee coming running down of the impression that Paul McGettigan nudged John Hearn there. But there is no doubt that Paul McGettigan is giving Ardara plenty of bother. The kick goes away up there, and John Kennedy going up for it, but out comes Ewan Mack, and Ewan Mack's ball comes down to Harkin. Harkin inside to Kieran Keeney again. Kieran covered by Rush. He gets Roach. He gets it in, comes off the post, and Mickey Houston coming out for it there. Mickey Houston getting it out, and it's up they go there. Kennedy breaking it down to Mulgrew. Mulgrew and Donny McCole. John McGill. Can he get it out to John Kennedy? He does. John Kennedy to take... Sorry, it's Jared McNeil. It's blocked down by Damien Judge. And now there's chance here for Letterkenny as Paul McGettigan coming away again. Well shouldered there by Donny McCole. Now held by Donny McCole. Paul still has the ball, and it's a free for St.Eunans. A foul on Paul McGettigan. And certainly Paul McGettigan coming into the game there once more, as if he were determined to erase the unpleasant memories of the All-Ireland semi-final. Eugene Sharkey to take this free. 45. Dropping in there dangerously, well taken by Gavigan. Martin Gavigan coming out. Paul McGeehan hangs out of him, and here comes Gavigan himself to take the free. Very near the end of the first half now. 5 points to 1. Not too much in it. St.Eunans certainly looking the better side. There's a very slight breeze in St.Eunans' favour, but it's quite insignificant. Martin Gavigan taking the kick, and up goes Paul Brennan, adds on to it, and it comes down to Charlie Mulgrew. Charlie's fouled. He was going to take it quick, and he does take it quick flick now to Mickey Houston. Mickey can't hold it. Paul Brennan coming in. He's pushed and it's a free. Martin Sweeney is going to take it. Sweeney's kick blocked down there by Porrig McDade. Porrig was too near. The 13 metres rule not kept there by Porrig McDade. It gives a free to Ardara again. She's nearly on the halfway line. Martin Sweeney is going to take it. Martin not happy with it. Stachig Kieran O'Kearney. O'Kearney really rodinish. Lactare agus tá sichic Ardara. Kearney hen con an tír hic sin a wulu agus tugan a réitar cadó éhortistach agus an iste seansa Garrod McNeilish punteal da Ardara. Jared McNeilis to take it from about 35 metres. And it's over the bar. A point for Jared McNeilis coming up to half time. Five points to 2. Very near half time now. Jared McNeilis getting his and Ardara's second point. Noel Kane actually blows the whistle for the end of an entertaining, if not great, first half. And at half time at St.Eunans, 5 points. Ardara 2 points. And coming off there now, Porrig McDade getting advice from Joe Kelly. Joe, no doubt, telling him to cool it. Joe himself, one of the coolest men in the game, of course. Charlie Mulgrew coming across there, Porrig McDade. Damien Judge talking to Dr. Jimmy McDade. Brendan Roach on the Lucas side there, handing it to Mickey Houston. Michael McGeehan coming in there. Father McGeehan standing in the background to say the few words. Charlie Mulgrew in deep conversation there with Porrig McDade. And a general air of satisfaction one feels in the Letterkenny camp at half time. They're 5 points to 2 ahead. They're certainly the superior team in the first half. But there's a half an hour of this game to go yet. Dandering over now in the green is the team trainer, Joe English, another PE teacher in St.Eunans College. Reggie McCauley is out there laughing as if this game was won. Reggie doesn't seem to be concerned at all, taking it quite philosophically, because Reggie knows deep down that St.Eunans are going to take this county title eventually. Reggie was telling me that beforehand. Not too excited about it. Father McGeehan now gets down to the serious business of talking about this first half. Frank Rush on the outside there. How Frank would love to be in there, having given great service to St.Eunans, but injury keeps him out. Out in the middle we have the officials. The referee, Noel Kane, having no bother at all with this game. The linesmen, Frank Dooley, not so well dressed, and Frankie Hohe, quite well dressed. And the umpires, Padder O'Donnell of the Niamh Muire Club, Desi Kelly, the chairman of the referees board, Eugene Quinn of Red Hughes, and John Joe O'Shea of Killybegs. And certainly they're having no serious problems in this first half, which has been played in a grand spirit. And before the band comes down, we look across at the Ardara team, and they certainly must be concerned there at their first half performance. Charlie Bennett there out talking to Anthony Harkin. Martin Sweeney and Patsy Gilday deep in conversation. The other men gathered around in the centre. They know they have their hands full and that the second half has to be a half full of fights and enthusiasm. Bart Whelan out there, Charlie Keeney, Edward Malloy. But Ardara have done well in this championship so far. They came from behind about 3 times against Rua in the semi-final to beat them by the points in a thrilling semi-final. They've also beaten the champions, of course. Four Masters beat them twice, though they lost in Townawilly. The St.Eunans subs kicking the ball in and out there. Of course, the St.Eunans substitute Bench is indicative of the strength of the panel. Leslie McGettigan on the ball there now, who won an All-Ireland Colleges medal the year before last with St. Jarlath's. Danny Maley of Convoy. Shane Toolan, the speedy Galway man there. Mickey Mulhern, who would be on most senior teams in the county. Inside Eugene Dowling, the same can be said about him. Cathal Rorty on the goal line there. Christy Callahan outfield and Joe Blake. And as we say, it's a very, very strong panel that St.Eunans have. We swing across to the other Letterkenny representatives here today, the accordion band, playing their sweet music there and gaily dressed on this fine occasion in Sean McCool Park. As we swing up to the Ardara substitutions, we see inside young Jimmy Caffrey, one of the stars here last Sunday, when amid the rain and the wind and the downpour, Ardara minors took the minor championship to add it on to their under-21. And at the other end of the age scale there is Eamon McNeilis, who's given long service to Ardara as well. Played for them here in the county final, which they won. And another man on the ball now is Frank McGee, another one of Ardara's long-serving, experienced and dedicated players. As we can see, the Ardara substitutes, not so many as the St.Eunans, as St.Eunans have a lot of depth on their panel. Swing around here, looking at this side of the field, the unreserved side, and we see that it's a very big crowd for a county final here. Right here, quite crowded up along the swing here. And in behind the goal again, quite crowded, and for 3/4 down to the 50 on the far side, or beyond it really, nearly up to the 21. They're coming back here now. Charlie Mulgrew moving up there into position as the scene is set for what should be an exciting second half. St.Eunans must be regarded as favourites at this juncture because they're 3 points ahead. There don't seem to be any changes in the second half. We see that Ardara still have Jared McNeilis and Anthony Harkin at midfield. The Ardara defence seems to be the same. No, there's one switch, a predictable switch, in that Donny McCole has now moved over to deal with Paul McGettigan. Donny McCole, who was on the under-21 panel that won the All-Ireland, has now moved over to mark Paul McGettigan. John Hearn switching here for Jimmy Kennedy. There don't seem to be any switches on the other side of the field. Anthony Malloy still in his own position there of right corner forward, which is not really Anthony's favourite position by any means. And so the band plays on, the teams waiting nervously to begin this second half. The band moving off now as a ripple of applause begins. And so out in the middle, young Jim McLaughlin, bank official in Donegal, Damien Judge working with the Department of Agriculture, Galway man but in Letterkenny for a long time now, Jared McNeilis weaving in his hometown, and Anthony Harkin, the team trainer from Ardara, who is teaching in Loreto Milford. Noel Kane himself still playing for the Robert Emmett second team when he's not on refereeing duty. One of the famous Kane brothers, who very involved in the GAA about the Finn Valley. And so the band moves off and all is set for the second half. Anybody's game, 5-2. Coming up to 18 minutes past 4. Noel McCain waiting for them to go all the way. Throws it in. Second half is on and up goes Damien Judge down to Porrick McDade. McDade moving it quick into Martin Gavigan. Martin coming out there, Paul McGeehan holding on to him, but Martin gets his kick in, but he only gets it out over the sideline for a line ball for Letterkenny. Perhaps one of the differences between the teams, that Letterkenny's bringing the ball out in defence is more controlled, more inclined to look for their men. Up goes this kick from Ewan Mack, and up goes two players there. Donny McCole coming away with it. Donny trying to hit Malloy. Malloy and Houston. Houston did well to touch, but Gallagher gets it inside to Malloy. Anthony moving inside now. McGeechan in pursuit. Anthony still going. Can he get the ball back? He slips. Patrick Gallagher calls for it. Patrick gets it. Is he pushed? He is. And it's a free in. Where the foul was committed, Patrick Gallagher there pushed as he was about to take his shot. And so Jared McNeilis has a chance to narrow the gap to 2 points. Jim McLaughlin being ordered back there by Noel Keane. Shortish. Patrick Gallagher, chance. Patrick takes a shot. Accurate, over the bar. Good thinking there by Jared McNeilis and by Patrick Gallagher, who stood on the alert to get the short free, and so now it's only 5-3. Noel McCole, Anthony Harkin and Damien Judge and Martin Sweeney, and the long ball up to Charlie Mulgrew. Charlie Mulgrew fouled by Paul Brennan, free in. Charlie wants to take it quickly, but pulled down. Charlie now wants to take it forward. Charlie eventually leaves it to Noel Keane to set it, and Jim McLaughlin to take it from the 50-yard line. Jim McLaughlin settling in well in his baptism of fire in a county final midfield. Kick isn't so bad either, going in there where the big men are, and Paul McGeechan blocks it down, but it's gone wide according to Pather O'Donnell, and obviously so. Martin Gavigan will take the kick out. 5 points to 3. And all to play for in the last 28 minutes of this game. Only the 2 points between them. Letterkenny looking the better side, but not really converting it into scores. Noel Keane now telling Paul McGettigan to move out from outside the 21. Up goes Malloy, but he can't reach that one. Michael McGeechan does. And now Malloy does seem to be out in the middle of the field. Out goes Ted Breslin. Ted Breslin moving across. Ted, once again the high kick inside for John Kennedy going up. The ball blocking down. But it comes to Roach. Roach and Kieran Keeney. Roach still on it. Roach getting the kick across this side. Up goes Charlie Mulgrew again. Charlie and Paul Brennan. Charlie and Paul Brennan again. John Hearn going across for it. John is on the ground. John is trying to get out. John can't get out. John will get... Oh, the referee gives it the other way. A touch of the John Goffs there. And so the free goes to St.Eunans V Ardara, man holding on to the ball too long. Jim McLaughlin to take this one again. Sweet ball. In they go. Up they go. Patsy Harkin. Patsy. Oh, Patsy changes direction and then gets a long left-footed kick in, and it's Malloy going up in the middle of the field, blocking it down to Keeney, and Keeney giving the ball to Bobby Moore. And Bobby Moore having Patrick Gallagher with him and gives it to him, but it's not accurate enough. Michael McGeechan. Michael coming out with it. Getting it into the space there where Porrick McDade is. Porrick getting it back into the space where Ewan Mack is. Ewan Mack getting it across into Paul McGettigan. Paul McGettigan, Donny McCole, does the fist go in? Whether it does or not, Paul's away. Still moving inside. Anthony Harkin about to take him. Paul's still going. Still going. He's down. Still going. And the kick is, it's a free out. Too many steps. And it often is to be expected that county players get that little bit more rousing from the crowd than the normally club player, as expectations from them are higher. Martin Gavigan taking the kick out. John Hearn. John still coming out. John's held. Kieran Keeney. Kieran Keeney hitting it inside there, but out comes Jim McLaughlin, Damien Judge. Paul Brennan after a slip by Jimmy Kennedy, but Jimmy makes up, and Jimmy going now with Paul Brennan. Jimmy getting it inside, and it's a chase there for Sharkey and for Ted Breslin, and Sharkey shouldered off it there by Ted. Referee says it's legitimate and it's a free out, a goal kick, a kick out. There really hasn't been a switch on the Ardara team. Anthony Malloy is just moving towards midfield but bringing his player with him, and nobody has switched into the corner. It's just a more a crowding of the midfield rather than a switch in the team. Mickey Houston has simply followed Anthony Malloy out and nobody has gone inside. Up goes Patrick Gallagher. Patrick takes it clean. He goes over the line, it's a line ball. Patrick gives it to Frank Hoy, Michael McGeehan. Oh, the referee says a little bit of indecision there by Francie Hoy. He's right when all is said and done, and he gets the ball inside to Paul Brennan anyway, and Paul coming out with the ball, and Paul sending the ball out to us. And they play a little bit ragged in the early minutes of this second half, in the first 6 or 7 minutes, as the occasion is proving quite a handful. Jim McLaughlin. Jim's kick going into the middle, Martin Gavigan going up and taking it out of the air in grand style and coming out with it and being hassled there, and a boot goes in from Jimmy Kennedy, and Jimmy Kennedy will be spoken to by the referee. He's going to be booked by the referee for that high boot. Good play there by Martin Gavigan. Jimmy, who has been out of the Letterkenny team for a couple of years after a very fine minor career with them, but is back again this year in this year's championship and playing well and consistently, and is a good asset to that forward line. And so this free kick to be taken by Martin Gavigan himself, who earned it. And again she's coming out towards this side. And it's another line ball for Letterkenny, as Ardara a little bit ragged, a lot of the ball coming out towards this side, and there isn't enough thought being put into getting the ball from defence to attack. Brendan Roach, the Garda from Mayo, ex-Casements player, low to Jimmy Kennedy. Jimmy still on the ball, shouldered by Kieran Keaney. The two hops, but it doesn't matter. It was Brennan. Now he hits it into the space, but Anthony Gallagher would seem to have that covered. Anthony has it, coming out. Bobby Moore hangs out of him. Anthony gets it out. Oh, blocked down there well by Patrick Gallagher. Patrick fighting very hard. He's fouled by Michael McGeehan, and it's a free kick just inside the 50. Jared McNeil is placing it now 2 yards inside the 50, and so it's a pointable free kick, I suppose, from 48 yards out for Jared McNeil. One feels the game could do with a score or two to settle people down, because the first 10 minutes of the second half are not particularly distinguished. In she goes, Anthony Harkin going up. Anthony blocks it down, and out comes Paddy Tunney. Paddy getting it out. Paddy screams, and Brendan Roach will take the free. No, Brendan leaves it, and Mickey Houston is going to take it. No, Mickey leaves it. Nobody wants to take it. Anthony Gallagher is going to take it. Anthony finds Michael McGeehan quite beautifully, and Michael is in plenty of space, and he's drawing John Hearn, and he sends the ball inside to Jimmy Kennedy, and Jimmy Kennedy, John slips, and the ball goes right in there, but it's going wide, and it's gone wide. Mickey Mulhern is warming up down here below us, probably signalling a switch or change in the Letterkenny team. It does seem now that Jared McNeil is moving into the forward line, and that Danny Malloy is coming into midfield. Mickey Houston following Anthony Malloy anyway, wherever he goes. This kick out comes right into the middle of the field. Malloy goes up, but he can't hold it. Mulgrew staying behind him. Mulgrew has it now. Mulgrew fouled, but he still keeps possession, sends a long ball out to Porrick McDade. Porrick McDade going there with Martin Sweeney. Porrick's speed being a good factor here today. The ball goes in. Patsy Harkin could deal with it. The man's in the square. Patsy blocks it down. Patsy coming again, and Patsy still coming, and Patsy still coming. Patsy nearly came too far, but he gets the free out. And so Mickey Mulhern is now going into the game. Mickey, who was a regular on the Letterkenny League and Championship panel until he decided to take a holiday. Took the holiday, and so was not playing in the semi-final and didn't start today. He's going in for Paul McGeehan. Paul McGeehan coming out. Father Paul, the curate in Glenvar, having done his bit of fighting in there in the full forward line, coming out now to applause. Donny McCall is taking the kick out. 5 points to 3 is the score. 10 minutes of the second half gone, Anthony Malloy going up for it and taking it out of the air very cleanly. Getting it back now to Kieran Keeney. Kieran the long ball inside and Bobby Moore moving for it there. Can Bobby get up? Bobby does get up. Anthony Gallagher coming across him and the ball is gone for a 50. John Joe O'Shea pointing out there to the 50. Francie Haughey coming to place it. And Malloy's ball in there, but the Letterkenny defence dealing well with these balls from midfield. Jaron McNeilis takes it short to Patrick Gallagher. Patrick being covered there by Michael McGeehan. Patrick holding on to it. Patrick getting around McNeilis now, getting McGeehan to McNeilis. McNeilis takes a shot, but it isn't angled enough. They're going for it there, but it's gone wide. So 10.5 minutes of the second half gone. St.Eunans Letterkenny 5 points, Ardara 3 points. The sun beaming down here. It's like a July day. Noel McCall going for his first senior championship medal. Out she comes, and Kieran Keeney, Anthony Malloy. Anthony getting it, and Anthony sending the long ball in again, but to no avail again, as it seems to be going wide. A couple of these balls not being particularly productive in there, but Anthony Malloy beginning now to grasp midfield. Paul Brennan has moved into the attack. Kieran Keeney has moved to centre half back. So Ardara chopping and changing the team there now. Up goes Kieran Keeney. Oh, takes it well. Patrick Gallagher again. Patrick still going. Patrick still going. Doesn't quite know what to do with it. Eventually gets Martin Sweeney. Martin bursting through there. Good example here by Martin. Martin still going. Martin taking the kick. But again the kick is screwing away off, and John Kennedy or Jared McNeilis hasn't much chance to get that ball. Ardara now getting a little bit of grip at midfield and getting the possession there, not turning it into scores as yet as they try to change the forward line to better effect. Noel McCall's kick is coming. Anthony Harkin going up for it there, and it comes down to John McGill. John McGill to Kieran Keeney. Kieran the ball in again to Mulgrew, has gone back, and Brennan is in, and Mulgrew has it. And Mulgrew is coming out with it, and there are cries that he picked it off the ground, but who cares? Mulgrew is out of the 50, and he's gone beyond the 50 now, and he's coming up to halfway now, and that's inspiring. And he gives it to Houston, and Houston has a man on this side, but he changes it, and Mulgrew's not happy. Up goes McGettigan. McGettigan blocking it down. It's coming across there to Gaffigan, and Gaffigan coming out with it, and he's still coming out, and he's fouled, and it's a free for Ardara, and there's Wild leaping in there as he comes out. And so this game wakening up now with that run from Charlie Mulgrew. Charlie Mulgrew has followed Paul Brennan. There seems to be a strict man-for-man approach to this game. And of course people like Brennan and Mulgrew and Houston and Malloy have played in defence and in attack. Harkin taking this shot. This looks a better one. Noel McCall holds it well. He shrugs off the challenge and he gets the ball out to Michael McGeehan, who is in space. Michael now being followed by Patrick Gallagher, and Patrick chasing hard. Michael, Padder's son, inside now, but out comes Eugene Sharkey. Sharkey looking sharp. Sharkey still holds on to it, takes a shot, and again it looks good, and it's over the bar. Eugene Sharkey the scorer. 14 minutes of the second half gone. Good work by Michael McGeehan, and Sharkey looking quite penetrating in that forward line. Can take his scores. More changes now. Frank McGee is in the game, and Bobby Moore is coming off. Frank McGee in at full forward. Bobby Moore coming off. Long kick by Donny McCall. Up goes Patrick Gallagher and Anthony Malloy, and it comes down eventually. And it's a free kick for Ardara, which 3 of them are going to take. Now they leave it to Kieran Keeney. And now it'll take something special from Kieran and Anthony Malloy and some of the big boys on the Ardara team. They're 6-3 down. They're going into the last quarter. This ball goes inside and it comes down to Mickey Houston, and Mickey Houston gets it out where Kieran Keeney is anticipating it. Kieran gets the ball now. Hits it inside, but it's well taken out of the air there by Jim McLaughlin. Jim McLaughlin coming now, being chased by John Hearn. Jimmy getting the ball inside to Mickey Mulhern and Gavigan. And Gavigan having a fine game today. And one would feel Gavigan had it first, and the referee thinks so too. And it's his free. And Gavigan hits it fast to McGill. And McGill is moving across. And does he know where he's going? He's still on it. Ewan Mac pays attention. But now again there's this kick that goes in there, nowhere particular. And it's broken down and it's a free out. Anthony Gallagher fouled. And the game warming up now. 6-3. And now big Eamon McNeilis is in the game. Eamon McNeilis coming in as we're going in. We're in the last quarter now. And John Kennedy going off. And so Eamon, man of experience, has scored a goal in a county final before and could help Ardara win some of these balls that are being pumped down now to a full forward line that hasn't been particularly successful in winning them so far. Anthony Gallagher to take this free. 6-3. Sweeney going up, catching it clean and sending it long. Anthony Gallagher going back to cover that. It's a difficult ball. McNeilis going onto it, but Houston covers it. Houston getting out with it, and Houston coming well, and this Eunans team is playing well out of defence now. Across they come, and again Sweeney goes up, just doesn't get it so cleanly this time, but gets it all the same, and again he comes through, and Martin Sweeney really leading his team now by example, and up they go, comes across there to Mickey Houston once more. Mickey doing a pile of covering there. Frank McGee's on him. Mickey still has it. Mickey's fouled. 6 points to 3 for St. Eunans. The kick to be taken by Anthony Gallagher. Ardara certainly have their share of midfield possession. Plenty of it being won there by Martin Sweeney. But their forward line not really moving as a cohesive unit in the second half. Noel McCole. Charlie Mulgrew is out here on his own and he wants it. Well, he's not going to get it, not into his hands anyway. Kennedy breaks it down to Paul Brennan. Paul Brennan inside, but again it's Houston, and Houston now emerging as a very key figure, getting it out to Paul McGettigan coming out for it there. Paul fouled by Donny McCole, free in. Paul steals a couple of yards. They want him to let it sit and move in, but Paul does let it sit and Paul does move in. Jim McLaughlin finds Charlie Mulgrew this time. Charlie making good space. Jimmy Kennedy being tackled there by number 15 Anthony Malloy, but the ball goes out wide anyway, and so it's a kick out for Donny McCole, who's taking these kick-outs very well in the second half, getting plenty of length into them. 18 minutes gone in the second half, 12 minutes to go. Only 2 points scored in the second half. Behind us here, the Setanta hurlers are warming up for their big game today, the Ulster Club Senior Hurling second round replay. Up goes Malloy, and Malloy doesn't get it this time, and it breaks to McGettigan. McGettigan slips. Knocked out of his hand, and Malloy gets it this time. He's John McGill loose. Anthony himself going, still going. He's held, free. Takes it short to McGill. McGill doesn't get it, and it breaks loose. And it breaks loose to Ewan Mac. He doesn't get it either. Anthony Harkin, good space. Keeney. Can Keeney do it now? Keeney moving inside. Takes the shot. And grazes the post and it's gone wide. Hard luck there on Kieran Keeney with that shot. Again, men getting into positions. Michael McGeehan is free. Here as St. Eunans try to win possession. Noel McCole to take the kick out. On the 50, Patrick Gallagher and Mickey McGeehan. Patrick getting it down. Mickey now onto it. Into the hands of John Hearn, but Mickey does well and recovers, and he's still going. Loses it to John Hearn, who's held by Mickey McGeehan. And this kick, settle it down, says Kieran Keeney. Kieran himself trying out everything now. Gets this one to Patrick Gallagher. Patrick trying to cut out inside. Gets the ball back to John Hearn. John Hearn still going. John's still going. He's held on to it, but he's still going. But Jimmy Kennedy's holding him. It's a free out.
Come on, Jimmy! Come on!
And so the Finn claims its first ball of the day, another ball being produced there as Ardara particularly are in a hurry. They have 10 minutes left to wrestle something from this game. Short free taken to Charlie Mulgrew, who's finding all kind of spaces since Paul Brennan moved into the forward line. It blocks out here now anyway to Paul McGettigan again. Paul in the thick of it. He's trying to get through. He's fouled. And so it's a 50-yard free kick for Letterkenny. They're a goal ahead. 6 points to 3. Damien Judge making a run. Paul 48 yards out. He takes the free. Blocked down by John McGill, too near. And so that could be a vital point chance now for St. Eunans. John McGill rushing the free. And so it moves in 10 metres. 13 metres. And certainly nobody leaving McCool Park yet today with 9 minutes left of this game. Paul McGettigan having a chance to put 4 points between them on this 40-yard free. Left-footed, he takes it and he swings it out to the left. Mickey Mulhern keeps it in and it's gone wide. Mickey appeared to have capped that one in, but he must have been off the field. And so the Ardara crowd trying to lift it now, trying to lift their team. After 22 minutes of the second half, they've only scored a point in the second half. So have Eunans, but Eunans are 3 ahead. Martin Gavigan taking this kick out. Oh. Donny under pressure, does well. Martin Sweeney. And it breaks and McDalis, an old-fashioned push there that he gets away with. Anthony Harkin goes out to fight for it. Anthony gets it inside there into Patrick Gallagher. Patrick taking the shot. The shot looked okay for a while, but it's gone wide, and so it's another wide by Ardara. And one of the Gallagher brothers is going into the game now. James Gallagher, who has played in many county finals and won 3 championship medals. James going in, and who's coming out? Pádraig McDade, having done his bit, scored a fine point, done a lot of work. And so James to add another bit of experience to this game. Pádraig coming out after a good 53 or 4 minutes. Broach going high, breaks down to Malloy. Malloy going there and well tackled there, and the ball got out and it comes loose to McGill. McGill making room. McGill still making room. McGill fouled, and there will be another booking here for Damien Judge, adjudged to have tripped John McGill going through there. There's certain disputing this decision, which will probably mean that the referee could take it forward, but he leaves it be. Free kick for Ardara. About 7 minutes left in the game. Gerard McNeilis to take the free. Damien Judge having been booked for the foul. Ardara would need a point to lift them. St. Eunans containing them reasonably satisfactorily. Gerard's kick is gone wide, and again that is another mistake by Ardara. Noel McColl to take the kick out as we enter the last 6 minutes of this game. 6 points to 3. Noel short to Charlie Mulgrew, and Charlie covering acres of space today and taking this ball away again to relieve the pressure and build up an attack. That's good. McGeehan slips. Charlie still with him. Michael moving inside. The long ball inside now, and up they go, and it breaks to Mulhern. Mulhern trying to get through, still trying to get through. Was he taken down? The referee says he wasn't. He still has a ball, but he gets the free in now. And so this is a definite chance now for Eugene Sharkey to make it the 4 points. Eugene Sharkey to take this free kick, seeking his second point, third point of the game. And it's deadly accurate. Sharkey makes it 7-3, and that's a very important point there. The free earned by Mickey Mulhern, Eugene Sharkey the scorer. And so with 5 minutes left, it looks like Letterkenny are going on to win their county championship. Out she comes, Anthony Malloy going up for it there. Anthony gets his hand to it, but it comes down to Charlie Mulgrew. Charlie now emerging as another of St.Eunans' stars. And so St.Eunans marching on for their 7th Donegal Senior Football Championship. Paul McGetting being urged to move in to add the little bit of extra number to the attack. Charlie Mulgrew to take the kick. Charlie, fine kick, going right deep into the square there. Up the go, it comes down, and there's an Ardara man coming out. Ardara, Kieran Keeney, Kieran's fouled, Kieran's coming out, and it's a free out. This young Ardara team have performed quite well. A little bit of experience will probably be the deciding factor in the end, but when one remembers that many of these players, Ted Breslin and Martin Gavigan and Paul Brennan and John McGill and Patrick Gallagher and Gerard McNeilis and Anthony Malloy are all under 21, and John Kennedy as well, then the future certainly is bright for Ardara. But today it looks like Letterkenny's day. It's Kennedy to Roach, Roach being held, Roach inside to McGettigan, McGettigan being chased by Keeney, McGettigan still going, McGettigan slips, gets it back to Roach. Roach kick comes in and Gavigan coming out, and what a fine game Gavigan's having. He earns another free there, and it's a free out for Ardara. McGettigan again now coming into the game. McGettigan with an excellent first half for Letterkenny. In the second half, people like Mulgrew and Houston very largely instrumental in this lead that they're enjoying and this championship that they appear to be about to win. 3 minutes of the game left. Donny McCole should be in more of a rush. And the ball slips. Fortune does not always smile on the brave. Donny who's had a good game. Out it comes into the middle of the field. Anthony going up again, but it's broken down. A crowding of midfield by Letterkenny working well. Ewan McIntyre gets the kick in there despite a late foul. Well spotted by Noel Kane there. And so it's a free for Letterkenny. And Jimmy Kennedy about to take it, but no, they say cool it down. Paul McGettigan is going to have a chance. And this game dying a little bit now as Letterkenny certainly are assuming control. Ardara having had the midfield possession for the first half of the second half, but failing to turn it into scores. Paul McGettigan to take this free. Looks good. It's accurate. It's over the bar. And so Paul makes it 8 points for St.Eunans, 3 for Ardara. Paul McGettigan's 4th point of the game. Paul proving once again that he is a fine and accomplished footballer. Up goes Brendan Roach. Brendan having one of his finer games today, sending it out to this side. Eugene Sharkey. Eugene fisted along the ground. Mickey McGeehan going right through. Mickey still carrying on. Oh, Mickey. Way out it goes, and this shows the pattern of this game. There's Mickey Houston, the right corner back, way up there at right corner forward, as people have worked very, very hard, and certainly the players out there have given us an enjoyable game and have given their best in very, very warm conditions. And so we approach the last minute of the game. Donny McCole taking the kick out, and it's coming to John Hearn, to Anthony Harkin. Anthony gets it through the space to Eamon McNeilis coming out, and Eamon a nice ball inside to McGee. McGee has a chance, he gives the ball to McNeilis. McNeilis the shot, a great save by Noel McCole. And what an appropriate way in which this senior final should end, that Noel McCole, who has served Donegal football for so long but has never won the senior championship medal, should cover himself in glory with that fine save from a grand shot by Gerard McNeilis. And so now for Noel and for other people who have served St. Eunans and Donegal so well over the last 10 years, like Damien Judge, Paddy Tunney. Their time has come. In she goes, and it's taken out of the air again there by McNeilis, and McNeilis takes a shot, and this time it's gone wide. And so the referee Noel Kane is looking at his watch. St. Eunans Letterkenny are about to become the Donegal Senior Football Champions of 1983, going on next Sunday to take on Lara United in Cavan, where they have the best wishes of all of Donegal. And indeed St. Letterkenny on this performance, with the talent they have, can do Donegal proud in this club championship. They've done it the hard way this year. They've beaten Kilcar, they beat the Gaeltacht champions Downings, and now they've beaten Ardara in the final. The ball coming down to Anthony Harkin. Anthony going through. Anthony sending the ball inside, but it's cut out there by Paddy Tunney. And one of the things about Letterkenny is they've good men in lots of little positions, like right back and left half there Mickey McGeehan, and left corner back Gavigan coming, and Gavigan has played extremely well. This time there's misunderstanding between two of them, and Mickey Mulhern is fouled, and that certainly should be that. 8 points for Letterkenny, 3 for Ardara. The free is short, and Ted Breslin may win the battle. No, he doesn't. Paul McGettigan gets it out. Frank Hoy will probably throw it in between them. It doesn't matter too much now, because St. Eunans are about to be... It's a St. Eunans ball. Paul McGettigan to take it. Paul winning his first Donegal Senior Football Championship medal, having already won a Galway one. This ball is well cut off by John Hearn, and John is under pressure, but he gets it out anyway. And Mickey Houston once again, and Mickey takes a shot, and well taken by Patsy Harkin, who has played full, and St. Eunans have won it. St. Eunans are the Donegal Senior Football Champions of 1983. They have beaten Ardara by 8 points to 3 in a final that was never thrilling, or never excellent, or never good, but a fair sporting match where the better team certainly won. Letterkenny with more talent all over the field, and they certainly deserve their success. For Ardara, it's no cause for despair. As we say, they have 8 or 9 of the under-21 team out there, and certainly the scenes to be witnessed now are sporting scenes of a fine, sportingly contested final. The enthusiasm, of course, that would greet an Ardara or Kilcar victory isn't so evident, as the Letterkenny public do not support their team as well as they ought to. But among the players there is certainly great joy, magnificent joy for some of them who have strived for this year after year, championship after championship. The likes of Noel McCole and Damien Judge and Paddy Tunney, and even younger fellas like Ewan Mack and Porrig McDade and Charlie Mulgrew, who season after season have faced this championship campaign and have at last been successful. So St. Eunans have won their first Donegal Senior Football Championship title this decade, their first indeed since 1972. And the men who did it were Noel McCole, Mickey Houston, Anthony Gallagher and Paddy Tunney, Ewan McIntyre, Brendan Roach and Michael McGeehan, Damien Judge and Jim McLaughlin, Porrig McDade, Charlie Mulgrew and Paul McGeehan, Eugene Sharkey, Paul McGettigan and Jimmy Kennedy. Coming in as subs were James Gallagher, Mickey Mulhern, the Setanta hurlers moving onto the field there as the presentation ceremony is about to take place. Over on this side of the field we see Michal McGilla Aspig, the county chairman, about to present this trophy now to the captain of the St. Eunans team and one of their longest serving members, Anthony Gallagher. Anthony has won his 4th Donegal Senior Football Championship medal today, along with brothers James and Paddy. It's 4 for them, but for most people here it's the first. Indeed, Anthony is the only one of the original 15 today who played on the last winning team in 72. James then made it 2 when he came on. And so these men here join a long list of St. Eunans players who have won county senior championship medals. Down the years, men like Padder McGeehan himself, Sean Kern and Paddy McGeehan, John Hannigan and Pat Conahan and Seamus Durkin, Michael Crossan, Joe Winston, Michael Sweeney. And now Micheál McGilla Aspic presents the Dr. Maguire Cup to the captain of the St.Eunans team, Anthony Gallagher. And joys of acclamation there from the St.Eunans team and the small band of dedicated people who make the St.Eunans club. Men like Padder McGeehan himself, men like Joe Kelly, men like James Larkin, men like Jimmy McDade, men like Reggie McCauley, Frankie Campbell. And there they are now, winning the Donegal Senior Football Championship. Your cameraman today was, as usual, Packy Keeney. The Ardara team will be disappointed with their own display, but will know that there are days ahead where this defeat can be avenged and further glory can be achieved by Ardara, who haven't done badly this year. They have won the under-18 championship, they've won the under-21. But the heroes of the day are the men of Letterkenny, who are certainly now Donegal's premier side, having won the Shield in the spring, having won the championship on this glorious autumn day in Ballabafay. The league will probably be Kilcar's, and on that day, in windy day in Glenties, the championship was probably won. That day when the wind made good football impossible, Letterkenny built up their first half lead. They scored the 2-6, Kilcar came back in the second half, but it was 2-6 to 10 points. See out there on the right of the big men, young Paul Duffy, one of the young lads who always travels and is always available when some other people aren't. Beside him there, Damien Judge, Eugene Sharkey, who's coming to Letterkenny, is so important and who certainly played his part here, not alone with his 3 points, but also with his general play. Paul McGettigan got 4 of the points.
That's it now.
And Pádraig McDade got the remainder.
No good.
Okay. So there we are, not a great final, probably a disappointing final, but for St.Eunans it's a day of joy and a pleasant day for Donegal football. A críomh chundai le dúna le níomhán an litir ceannin agus inis fachar a farc ag na hománaithe sa tanta agus banachar is dire. Go míle mai agam. Thanks, Peggy. That'll do.
Thanks, Paul. Down the steps there again.
What do you think?
Where's that sticker, Peggy?
Congratulations.
Where's the sticker?
Sorry.
Go on down. What's alright, Joe? You can let me down now.
Take him down, Kelly.
Take him down.
Very good.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Nice. That's wet, don't you?